Alright, what's up guys? Brand new day, new video. So, we have a fun little project today. We have these Haro Slim Bars. As you can see, they're absolutely ridiculously small, and who in their right mind cut them even shorter? These came, I guess, factory 25. As they sit right now, I think they're 20 and a half. 20 and a half. So, project today, we are going to be extending these and reverting them back to the factory 25. These were kind of a nostalgic part for one of the gentlemen we built a bike in a few videos ago. It was the S&M trail version frame. Alf could link it in one of these corners. But this is his own personal handlebars, and we're just going to revert them back so he could kind of throw them back on his bike.
I think he's had it since 2005.
Yeah, I was, what, 2 years old at that point?
I think you were like a sperm.
But we have some donor bars here. We're going to extend them, and yeah, we'll start this process in a bit. First thing we're going to tackle, as you see, these ends are pretty messed up. So what I'm probably going to do, I'm going to cut a little end off so we have a clean slate. A nice straight bar. We're going to do that to both sides. And then I'm also going to take my flap disc right here, and we're going to clean up this metal so it's nice and shiny and good to weld. And we're going to do the same thing to this guy. So whatever the sum amount, I haven't measured it yet. I think, what's it, 2.5. We're going to cut 2.5 ends off this, clean up the metal, get it prepped for welding. Built-in safety squints, guys. She is all fresh metal, nice and shiny.
So why did you do that?
Alright, so these guys were, I guess, clear coat. They're pretty rusty now, but there's a layer of clear coat on there. And you can't really weld over contaminants, which paint or all this crud would be. So I did take the grinder, got it down to bare metal, so it's nice and clean.
But then also there was a lip on it, right?
There was also a lip on it, so you kind of see it on this one still. There's a little flare. So if that's in the middle of the handlebar, it's going to look pretty ugly, so we just want it nice and smooth. Other bars are done. We have our pair of donor bars right here. We're going to cut these down to the desired length and clean up this metal. Metal is all clean. We are going to measure this out and cut. There's our rule of thumb, measure twice, cut once, but we're just going to measure once and cut once and hope for the best. We can always cut it down later. So I think it's 2 1/4 if I did the math right. We're just going to go for 3 inches.
Yeah, because well, we after it's welded, we could just cut it down. It's a little homemade miter saw stand. Yeah, so this guy right here used to just be a little circular saw. Max went and made this little thing of a jig so you could cut bars.
Alright, we have our first end done. Should be something like that. So I have a few more cuts and grinds to go, and we don't want to watch me grind for a few hours, so be back. After some various cutting and grinding, we are now here. I jigged up this extremely ghetto center aligner thing. Normally I have a better one, but I can't find it in this heap of a mess. There's turbos and random stuff laying around, but we won't talk about that. But it's welding time. So I'm welding this, I'm taking it, so it's gonna be really clean. So what I did off the camera is I took some alcohol and a nice clean rag, and I wiped down all the metal surfaces. I wiped down my filler rod, and then what I actually did, and sometimes I skip this step, but it kind of sucks, took some sandpaper and cleaned out the inside of the pipe, because sometimes grease likes to stick in there, and it could really ruin a weld. And with something that's pretty structurally important like handlebars, I want to take as much precautions, clean everything I can. So welding time. Safety first, actually for real this time, but not really, because I got some blown out ass gloves. If anybody has some TIG gloves they'd recommend, holla at your boy. But time to tack. I want to say I'm gonna probably do 3 tacks around this whole thing. That way it stays straight as I weld it. So, boom.
So why don't you just weld the whole thing?
So the reason why I got a tack this, so a tack is pretty much just like a singular, small, tiny weld. You want to have those. That's kind of like your pieces of tape holding the metal together. So if you weld just one side, it's gonna actually pull the metal to one side. So you tack 4 or 3 corners, it's gonna keep that metal square. It's a pretty important step. The heat and all that could actually warp the metal a lot. So you want to do this. So there's number 1. I'm gonna rotate this jig around, and then we're gonna do the 2 other ones on the other side. And when I took the jig off, it actually kind of, what I was telling you guys, the metal is actually pulling apart. So once I tied everything back together, squared it back out. So I'm gonna throw on the 2 final tacks right now. All right, this thing on.
Oh, it's smoky.
Let me blow some smoke.
See, you see how straight it is.
How are those Asian eyes?
It's pretty straight.
One side down, another side to go. Or should we just rock it like this?
The main reason why we're doing this is not to like, oh, we're gonna build it to ride it. We're just basically trying to like restore it back to what it used to be, because Luis owned that thing since 2005. He's probably just gonna hang it on his wall, or maybe somewhere down the line he's gonna want to, you know, rebuild his dream call girl. So any of you guys out there that got an S&M call girl, hit us up, because Luis wants to get one. Like a real call girl. I'm not talking about a bike.
Okay, moving on to the other side. More tacking. Good enough. Throw in that last tack right now. Okay. These actually look weird now. How long they are.
Let's see how straight it is. Put it on the table. Flip it over the other way. Like both feet. Oh, touch it. Hold it. Is it pretty straight?
Well, it's resting on the weld right now.
Yeah, well, it's actually pretty straight, dude. Yeah.
Not bad.
And then, so it was 25, the original?
25, yeah.
And these are just a little bit longer, so then after we're done, we could just trim it down.
Yeah. So we're probably going to take, like, I think, 3/4 of an inch off
Yeah.
each end. Going to give it a wipe down.
And then while Mac's doing that, I'll give you guys a little sneak of what we're doing. Look at that guy. This is what we do with all the people that work here. They're just so exhausted, they're just falling asleep. But check out this thing we're building.
Okay, really strong structural jig we're jigging with. So.
It's okay, you're Asian. You can get away with it.
OSHA approved. All right, we are all done welding, both sides, fully welded. She ain't pretty, but I know she'll hold. And if I'm being completely honest with you guys, these are going to be ridden like they would back in the days. I personally trust my welds, but of course, it's a whole other league, like how all those American-made frames and those crazy fabrication dudes are doing it. This is more of just a hobby for me, but I'm happy with it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grind down these welds so it's nice and flush, get this all one even shade, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, we are outside. That means it's grinding time. Got a little die grinder right here. I think this is like 10 grit. We're gonna take down these welds, get it nice and flush. Safety squints.
Chink eyes.
We got good tools here.
Why does it keep doing that?
I don't know. All right, we are done grinding. Smoothed her all out, looking pretty clean. Probably, I kind of like the patina, but what we're probably gonna do is strip down all this rust and either re-clear it or maybe paint it black. We'll see. But really excited how these turned out. They are, I think, original width now, which is insane because people used to ride bars this tall.
Well, we'll just we'll put in that asset that we normally use.
Yep.
I don't think he's trying to get it to restore exactly that. I think he's probably gonna find an old pair of grips and throw it on there.
Throw it on, yeah.
You know what that reminds me of? Kind of like the Hawk bars.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
But pretty stoked on how these turned out. Kinda some they're like half new bars, half old bars. But we'll see. Maybe we'll throw these on. It was a treat doing this again. Maybe some more of these projects. Like, comment, subscribe. Buy. I don't have a t-shirt on, but he's got one on. Buy some Epic shirts. Good model. Not in focus. There we go. And yeah, if you guys have any other suggestions on what fabrication stuff we should do, let us know. This might be a new weekly thing.
So we have somebody sending us a Pro Series, and basically what it is that the V-brake mount, one of it's broken. So Max is gonna to fix it, and then there are some dings. So we're gonna try to do a heat process to pop it out. So it's gonna be what is it, Fab Friday with Max?
Possibly, maybe.